You just have to be alert. Not out of fear, simply because it makes totally sense. It makes totally sense that we stop losing our life force unnecessarily. I'm perceiving so much fear when I talk to people, when I communicate, and just from the feeling. It is also pushed, it is promoted with all the news carefully done in a way to increase the fear. Fear is eating up our energy if we hold on to. Makes everything huge. Even little things become big and difficult. If our energy is eaten up by fear, what can we do about it? It's so easy to join the current. There are so many possibilities one can be very justified to be afraid of. But of course we know fear is not improving anything. It's not helping any situation. It's just draining away our own energy and makes everything hard and difficult in our life. When fear comes, when fear comes and disturbs us, then we can just tune into the fear, get overwhelmed by the fear, be swept away by the fear, and then our energy is really drained away. Or we can see, okay, the fear comes. After all, it's an emotion. It comes like a wave. And if we are not getting overwhelmed by it, if we are capable to see it, and then objectifying it like this, feel what it is doing to our experience, observe how it is affecting the body, how it is getting the body all tense, and then consciously relax. Then the fear will not necessarily immediately go, but we are not entertaining and feeding it. So then it will come as a peak and it will go, like a wave. If we are holding on to, if we are not aware, then we cannot do anything. But if we are aware that the fear comes, we can do something. Often people are not aware until they are totally terrified. Then they become aware, oh, there is fear. But if we are a bit alert and see, okay, there is so much fear about. It's so easy to join in the current. It's being pushed by all the stuff that one is confronted with, one hears in the news. So it's good to be alert about fear, not be afraid of the fear. If we are afraid of the fear, then invariably we are victims when it comes. No, just be aware, it's there, it's present, it comes quickly. And if we are alert like this and see it coming and observe it and detach from it by observing, see what it is doing in the body, see what it is doing energetically, see how the mind has the tendency to go into loops and build up terrible scenarios. When we can observe all this in the present moment, Then we become aware, oh yes, but there is the observation. So there is an aspect here that is totally unaffected by it. And turning the attention back to that, our energy is not getting wasted by emotions like this. Otherwise, it's like a whirlpool. It's sucking and sucking and sucking. Our life force is going, and we are just worn out without doing anything. But we need not go that way. We can see the fear and objectify the fear, and then it doesn't have any power. Then it's just an experience. It comes, it's there, there's a peak, it goes. Then it's not harmful. You just have to be alert. Not out of fear, simply because it makes totally sense. It makes totally sense that we stop losing our life force unnecessarily. And then it is here, available for our experience in the present moment, to fill this space with joyousness, to fill this space with creativity. Then we are alive. If that vital force is not drained away by emotions like this, then we are alive. And if we keep the attention in the present, we become aware it's a continuous source of creativity, of beauty. Not necessarily that we have to do something about it all the time, about this creativity. Just be aware of the potential that is here. If we get lost in the emotions, if we get lost and being sucked into those waves, and then invariably start in our mind to build up all kinds of scenarios that could happen, that most probably are terrible, then that energy is not there, and it's very difficult to become aware of that pool of energy, of consciousness, of love, of creativity and beauty. It's worth the travel to be just alert. Alert of what is going on in our experience in the present moment. Learn not to get pulled into all those draining emotions, but not fight with them, not try to control them. Let them come, let them be there, observe them, let them go. And so they do no harm. They come, they go, and they leave no trace. This alertness, we just have to remind ourselves again and again, okay, bring the attention back, be here, be now, be conscious, be consciously alive, be alert. The more we are doing that, the more we are touching directly that source, that basic ground where the experience emerges. And then all that is going on in the world is not more capable of making us afraid. So not be alert because we are afraid of losing our energy, simply because it makes sense. And the more we consciously start to experience it, the more it comes automatically, joyously, without having had to another reason. But this is the most natural way of existing. So never mind that in the world there is so much fear. Let's not contribute to it. In contrary, if we are not getting sucked into it and instead of that radiate something beautiful, then we may also help others not to get so easily overwhelmed by the fear and similar destructive emotions. Let me come just a minute back to where I started. I said there is so much fear. And the tendency to get sucked into that fear is tremendous because so many things are happening that are justifying the fear. And then how not to get into the fear in the context what we just talked. It seems to be an effort then not to get sucked into fear. And for moments, when the emotions come strong, it is possible that we need to make an effort, just stop. But then it's more a matter of consciousness, of being aware, of seeing what's happening. And when we see what's happening, we see how we are hurting ourselves with certain actions or emotions. For example, fear. If we are hooking into it and going with it, if we learn to see it, to observe, then it's not a big effort. The effort is to remind ourselves to continue until it becomes natural, and then it becomes more and more playful, effortless. We can live our life playfully making efforts because on a physical level we cannot live without effort. We have to get up in the morning, it's already an effort. Just to move the body from point A to point B is an effort. So we cannot live in this human appearance without effort, but we can learn to make the efforts that help us to be self-conscious. And then do the efforts playfully, to express that inner beauty. And to fight against the emotion, we need not do that with grinding our teeth and making effort to control emotions like fear. See it, let it be there, observe it, be just aware what's going on, and then the detachment comes all by itself. And we need not go on trying to force something with a terrible effort. Go about it playfully. I wish you all well. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.